Hi friends, welcome back to Barrow Farm. As you can see behind me, the garden is looking really beautiful, particularly with all the poppies that are flowering right now and a lot of things that have gone to seed. This garden here has gone a bit wild, whereas my other one's a bit more tamed. It used to be the other way around just a few months ago. A lot of the lettuces that I haven't managed to harvest are going to seed, and more lettuces are coming up though, so that's exciting to see. And we've got some gorgeous weather coming up for, I think, maybe the foreseeable future, who knows. But yeah, I'm going to be out here a bit because I've got some time to dedicate to the garden, which is lovely. And it is really time for me to get the rest of my seedlings that have been sitting in my house for months. Some of them have been in my house since August, particularly some of the flower seedlings that I have. Let me grab them and I'll show you. So we have had some wild weather here. We've had rain for 3-4 days straight, and it's just like constant rain, and then there'll be sun breakout, and then another lot of clouds will come over with rain, just consistently over the past 2 days. And we actually got some hail yesterday. I was at work and it started to hail, and I knew that that hail was going to head towards our place. So I quickly rang up my family, and they got this frost cloth onto the tomatoes and onto the potatoes here, and everything looks pretty good under here. I just have to take this off this morning before I start doing all my planting. So it has been quite wild. Now I've got this beautiful cosmos, and I have been picking from these cosmos and zinnia plants in my house. So I've been harvesting flowers and putting them in vases on our table, and it's been really lovely. But it is time for these plants to go outside, and particularly now that I'm pretty sure all the frosts have passed, hopefully we don't get a bout of hail like we did. But if those events do come along, I'm just going to put the cloth over the rows where I plant these, and hopefully everything will be fine. You can see that some of my zinnia plants are a little bit worse for wear. They really need to be outside. So I'm hoping by pruning them a bit, I'm going to stimulate them to start branching out and to produce more flowers eventually. I also have some nasturtiums that need to go out as well. These have been growing for a long while inside. I've even got some seed pods that have started to grow where there were flowers. So that's pretty amazing. Along with these flower plants, I also have some more tomatoes. I've got some chilies. I have got capsicums and eggplants to get out into the garden. I just inhaled a fly. That is gross. I really need to put my netting on, and I will be doing that very soon. Hopefully I don't inhale another fly. It actually feels quite humid out here. I need to take my jumper off, and I actually need to switch to one of my farming shirts before I get into this day of gardening. But I'm basically just going to get all the seedlings out. Then I'm going to see what space I have left. I've got some more potatoes to put out. I have seeds that I want to put out as well. I want to do another flush of carrots. I've got all these carrots coming up in this row. That's fantastic. But I want to keep succession planting, especially when things haven't been working out that well. I've got some cucumbers to plant out because my cucumber plants that I did plant out last month, they are, I think most of them are dead. Most of them have been eaten or something's happened to them. So I need to check on those and see where they're at. But by succession planting, it means that hopefully I will get something eventually. If things aren't working out eventually down the track, fingers crossed, I'll get something. Now, ideally, I would have had these massive zinnia plants out earlier, but the weather has just been insane. It has been really different. So I will probably just pull off all these leaves that are obviously dying off. They're yellowing off a bit. And I'm also going to plant this as deep as I can into the soil. Let's have a look at the root system. It's pretty pot bound. So I could have potted this up into larger pots, but it's quite amazing how resilient these plants are and how long they've survived in these small pots. I can see that there's some sprouts coming up here where the leaves, usually there's more branches that come out from where the leaves are. And normally I would cut them down. So here, I've cut it down here and then it's branched off. These two have come out from above where the leaves are here. Normally I'd cut it down a bit further, but I wasn't seeing any action happening down further. So yeah, that's why I've done it up higher. I've also got some lupin seedlings. I've got 2 of these, and these will flower in autumn. So it'll take a while for these to get to flowering. I used to grow these a few years ago and I haven't had them growing for a while now. So it'll be nice to have these in the garden. I've just got to find space for them. The potatoes are looking so good. I'm so pleased with them. There are a lot of plants that need to be chopped out, mainly these lettuces that are going to seed. There's only so many lettuces you need to go to seed, and I don't need all of these doing it. I have got some baby lettuces down here, which I think I will need to harvest soon because they are looking like they're also putting up heads to go to seed. So I need to be quick with these things. Okay, I wanted to show you this. So this spinach here, I sowed this spinach probably too long ago, and I haven't planted it out. And the reason probably was that I was waiting for all the other ones in this tray to sprout up. So I've got lettuces and sorrel and none of them have come up, and I'm not sure why this happened, but these are starting to go to seed already. Now, if you see seedlings in your nursery that have flower heads, don't buy them. They are going to go to seed. They're not going to produce anything really. I mean, the most I could do with this is just eat the leaves as a snack, but all of these along this row, these are no good. If they've already put up their seed, they're not going to make any more leaves. They're just going to want to put up the seed consistently. So these have been under some sort of stress in my house. Obviously not enough sun because we've got a solar passive house and it is now December. So the sun has well and truly stopped coming into the house, or I might have missed a day or two of watering them and they've been put under stress because of that. So their immediate reaction to stress is to put out seed so they can multiply before they die. So this is the reason that things in our garden will go to seed. The weather will warm up and the lettuce will go, oh, I can't deal with this hot weather. I'm going to go to seed. I've had my time. I'm going to make some seeds so I can multiply. So I've got some lettuces here to plant out, and they have also been in here for a while. So I need to get them into the garden. But my main objective now is to put seed in the ground for spinach and lettuce. I won't be putting them in punnets anymore just because they can dry out so fast. And in the area that I have them, it's either no sun or complete sun being out in the open. My dogs just scared me. They're running and wrestling around. Excuse me while I have a snack of the rest of this spinach. So the reason I mention about seedlings going to seed in nurseries is because I have seen this. I have seen broccolis and cabbages and all sorts of seedlings in punnets in the nurseries still for sale that are flowering. I really do wonder whether the people who work there actually know what they're doing. So if they don't realize that these plants aren't actually going to fruit or give the customer anything, then why don't they take them off the shelves? And if they do realize it and they're leaving them on the shelves just so they can try and make a buck out of the seedlings, well, it's not great. All right, I've had enough of these flies. I'm going to put my netting on. I have just noticed that these poppies have really taken a hitting from that hailstorm yesterday. So some of them have fallen over into the pathway here. Quite amazing how pretty they are looking after that hail. Okay, I wanted to come over to my other garden where I've got my corn to just check on them because I forgot to let everyone know about the corn and covering the corn from the hail. So I can see that I've lost a couple of corns from here, but I also have some pumpkins coming up from the compost that I've put out here. So that's pretty cool because I usually will plant pumpkin underneath the corn. So I will let these pumpkins go, but I'm going to plant more corn seed into here this week. My massive tall mullein from last summer that I let go to seed has had many babies. And I will be harvesting leaves from these plants very soon because I have found mullein leaf tincture to be the best thing for congestion during the winter time. So I'm looking forward to drying some more of these leaves to make a tincture. There are some cornflowers coming up on these cornflower plants that I put in a while ago. And look at the beetroot. It is growing so rapidly. There are also some flowers occurring. This flower is not looking very happy, but there are flowers coming up on some of the calendulas that I've planted in here. There are also more weeds to pull out, which is hard to do after all that rain. The soil is very wet. And the comfrey has tripled in size. It is massive and I've got lots of flowers on it. I'm grateful to have harvested lots of leaves of this already. I tend to not harvest the leaves after it's started to flower. Those flowers are so pretty. And I've actually got more comfrey plants to plant out into the garden. I raised them from seed. And I need to find some space for them. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting a whole heap of things out into my garden over the next 3 days. Hopefully we have good weather. I know Thursday is going to be a hot day, probably our second hot day so far this year. But I don't mind this cool breeze that's coming along with the heat of the sun. It makes a really good day in the garden so we can get things done without getting too hot. Okay, I'm off to plant. Okay, here's what I've done in the last hour. I've managed to chop out all of the things that were going to seed in here. There were a lot of lettuces. And I've harvested some of the Egyptian walking onions. So some of them were starting to set seed, so I've pulled those ones out. And these ones are what I've got left, including some leeks as well. So I've got some giant leeks there. And there's a few beetroots here as well, and a few really tiny ones in here that have sort of been overshadowed by these poppies. So I took all the poppy leaves out from around those seedlings and hopefully they'll do a lot better now. And then I've just been planting out a few things along here where some plants have not succeeded. So these are some watermelons. and I need to find them some covers. I've popped a cover over this cucumber here, and then I have a couple of cucumbers here which need to be watered in, but hopefully they bounce back a little bit. They've gone a tiny bit droopy. So I'm going to chop all of these onions up and freeze them, and probably use some of them in this week's meals, but most of them will be frozen for using later on. And I've made these beautiful long furrows. So what I'm going to do is plant some seed through here. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to plant. The only thing I have decided on is carrots. But right now I'm going to sit down and have some leftovers for lunch. One fantastic thing about not having recycling and rubbish collection because you're out in farm zone is that you have 3 or 4 months worth of recycling in your bin waiting to take to the recycling depot, and you get to make all these covers to put around the seedlings. And if you're wondering what the barking is, Luna likes to hog the bones. No matter how many bones they give to them, she'll hog them all. Jackie's not impressed. Let's give it to Jackie. There you go, Jackie. Go and get your other bone, Luna. I'll see you very soon, friends, for part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for watching.